Oh mate, I can see water moving. Phil, there's water.
Oh, look at that.
Oh mate. It goes pretty quick, doesn't it?
Bloody hell.
Mate.
Speed on that.
Is there a speed limit? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth and today I'm in Leek in North Staffordshire. I'm just walking down to meet up with the lads and we're going to trek a section of the Caldon Canal. Now the canal opened in 1797, so it's very, very old, but there's still a bucket load of remains. We've got aqueducts, bridges, tunnels, and then at the end we've got a flint mill that has sat on that site in Cheddleton since the Middle Ages. Let's introduce the guys. We've got Phil.
Morning.
How you doing? We've got Andy.
Right.
Nottingham Forest, a second in the league. He's very happy. And we've got Jake.
Morning. Oh yeah, I'm happy. We're 7th, is it?
It's all falling apart for Phil and Man City. So lads, what's going on here then? This is a canal, right? It doesn't look like one.
Yeah, this is the arm that used to run into the town centre and leak into the wharf, long gone because of industry. All been built over, but obviously this is probably listed, so this is still here underneath the river, and this is the starting point, and off it goes.
So we're going to trek. We're going to trek down there to an aqueduct at Hazelhurst Junction. Now, before we get trekking down the Caldon Canal, I'm just going to come to the side because there was a feeder that fed this canal that came from Rudyard Lake. So if you've watched our videos that we've done down at Rudyard Lake, we actually walked down to the start of this feeder. It's not in great shape now, but if you remember that bit of footage there, it looked amazing. You had the dam and stuff coming out of the lake. But there you go, it's fast flowing. So like I say, that dam at Rudyard Lake, just upstream from here, that's where the Caldon Canal is being fed from. So usual drill, here's Google Earth. This is where we're starting the trek. This is just on the outskirts of Leek. Now we're going to follow that Leek arm of the Caldon Canal all the way down to Hazelhurst Junction. At that point we're going to jump onto the main arm of the Caldon Canal and we're going to follow that down to Cheddleton. So here's our first bridge. Have we got rope marks? I'm always looking for rope marks and the answer is yes. I don't know why I get so excited about rope marks. I guess it's because they're so old. Wow, that's quite an echo. Now, if I just come up here, through the trees there, which you can't see very well, but trust me, there's the old railway line that came into Leek. Now, as you'll see from the drone footage, the track is still down. Now that's because that section of railway from basically Stoke to Leek is due to be reopened, but they're arguing about where to put the station at the minute. So the Caldon Canal was opened in 1797 and it was an arm off of the Trent and Mersey Canal. Now back in those days obviously you had the dream team of canal builders. You had your Outrams, you had your Telfords, you had your Jessops, you had your Brinleys, but there was another one. Now what was his name, Andy?
John Rennie.
John Rennie.
As in the tablets that help you when you've got indigestion.
So yes, the indigestion tablet man opened this canal. This particular arm that we're walking now didn't actually come along until 3 years later, so around about 1800, 1801. Now I'm not sure why there was the 3 or 4 year delay, although that might explain it, guys.
Yeah.
Because there's a tunnel, Leek Tunnel, look at that. There's no towpath though, so we're going to have to obviously go up and over the hill. So all I can assume is that they used to leg it through there. Now by leg it, I don't mean run, I mean literally leg it. Isn't that right, Andy?
Absolutely.
They used to lay on the back of the canal barge and basically walk with their feet on the top of the tunnel or on the side of the tunnel and walk it through. Here we go. Well spotted, Jake. I didn't think we'd be able to get this close to it, but there we go, mate. That's awesome. Do you know what? There's not a lot of room either side, is there? Let me come down here. Oh, this is a bit where I fall in. That is not very big at all, is it? Amazing structure though. So we've walked over the top, and actually I think we can get quite close to the other side as well. Here we go. Oh, I nearly went there. Leek Tunnel. There we go. It's in good nick. I'll tell you what, I'm going to lean my arm over. Can you see the other end of it? There you go. It's got an awesome echo as well.
It's a lot longer than I thought it was. From the
Yeah, I
back
must
here.
admit it looks shorter from the other end, but yeah, decent tunnel that. So we're a little bit further up the canal now, and we have reached nice house territory. Now we've spotted this. So this would have been an overflow then that would have run off down underground and into the River Churnet, because as you can see from the drone footage, the canal, the River Churnet and the railway basically intersect each other for the entirety of this canal pretty much, because this canal was built to basically go from Stoke, where the potteries are, all the way down to Froggle. Look at this. That's how close we are to the railway. You can see the tracks are all massively overgrown, but they do remain. And then you've got the River Churnet through there as well. So after the canal mania of the mid 1700s to late 1700s came the railway mania of the mid 1800s to the late 1800s. And this area was no different. Obviously, you know, video killed the radio star when it comes to the railways and the canals, but some canal companies had slightly more foresight than others. So the lads are just walking down from the canal, and this is the railway. Oh, there is a footpath, yeah.
So is the railway that side?
So where is the track? Oh, there's the track. It's down here, buried. Now, when I said some canal companies had more foresight than others, what I meant was they sold early, basically. So as soon as the North Staffordshire Railway was opened in 1845, the Caldon Canal sold it to them. They didn't bother trying to compete as a lot of canal companies did. I'm pretty sure the Cromford Canal, I think, Andy, did the same thing. I think they sold out to the Midland Railway straight away. They saw the iceberg. And for that reason, the canal survived, because it had the funding from the railway. Now this canal, the Caldon Canal, it's never officially closed. A lot of them closed in the 30s and then in the 60s, but this one has never closed. In the 60s and in the 70s, it was basically unusable. It was massively overgrown, but it was never officially closed. So just down there, that's where the railway goes. We couldn't get on that, unfortunately. We'll try to in a bit. So there's an aqueduct over the railway. Then it comes down. There's an aqueduct here. This is Hazlehurst Aqueduct. This goes over the Caldon Canal. So we are actually going to walk down this section in a minute. But we're going to follow the Leek arm of the canal down to the junction, and then we'll actually come back on ourselves. Phil's saying you don't see boats on this canal very often, so we've lucked out with that. What a place to live. Mate, amazing. God, look at all that silt. How deep would you say that was then? Like 4 foot or something? It's not a lot, is it? No. Yeah. So we've reached the end of the Leek arm now, and we're going to jump on to the main Caldon Canal. There's a beautiful bridge here. So there's the Leek arm. That's what we've been walking, and that's the main Caldon Canal. Now this is the first lock we've seen, which just goes to show just how amazing the engineering was. Now look at this bridge. That is beautiful. So 1842 that bridge was built, so you know, a fair while, 50 odd years nearly after the canal itself. So down there in that direction, you're heading down to Stoke, and what we're going to do, we're going to jump on here, we're going to follow it down towards Frogmore. So there you go, 3 miles back up to Leek. That's what we've done. A bit further on you get Rudyard Lake. As I was saying at the top of the video, that's basically the lake that fed this canal. Now Froggle, 7.5 miles. I'm pretty sure I've been calling it Frogmore. I have. Which is... it's a stand at Portsmouth Football Club at Fratton Park, the Frogmore stand.
So what's unique about this bridge, Gareth?
Go on.
It's designed so the horses don't have to be unhooked from the boat. So if you imagine a horse coming down here towing a boat, you won't have to do any unhooking, you just come over here onto the other side, just carry on, doesn't he?
Oh mate!
You just got to get the rope, not snag the rope or anything.
How clever. Andy, you've got a theory here. I've just heard you saying something to Phil about this bridge.
Yeah, the reason it's so late dated and it's steel in the middle, I think the bridge has collapsed. If you look in here, how they've actually teed the ironwork into each bit of the bridge.
Okay.
It wouldn't be like that if it was deliberately built to just be the abutment with a bridge on top. So I think the bridge has collapsed and they've resorted to putting a steel bridge and replacing it.
Yeah.
Hence the date.
Hence the yeah, 50 odd years on.
Yeah.
It's a good theory, Andy. There's another beautiful little structure. So what would that be? The lock keepers.
I don't know.
Maybe it's big enough to sit in there out of the elements, though, isn't it? If you were. But there's a little tunnel there as well. Oh, it's a little runoff. Oh, jeez, be careful, mate.
Once again, they said Jake to do the canal on the phone call line.
Yeah. Can you get in it? No. Right, not crossing over then. So we're walking down now towards Cheddleton, which is where the Flint Mill is. Now beyond that it went to Froggle, which I was calling Frogmore for some reason. But beyond that it actually went all the way to Uttoxeter. But that section from Froggle to Uttoxeter was an early casualty. That went really, really early on. And actually was replaced by the North Staffordshire Railway. Now I don't mean replaced as in they built it next to it and it took its business away, but they actually built it on it. And if you've watched my videos where I walked the North Staffordshire Railway through Alton Towers and all that stuff, the cursed walk as it was, for various reasons, they actually filled in the canal and then put the railway on top of the canal. And what that meant was they didn't need to ask for permission in terms of getting across the land. They could just build it because they already owned the land because they bought it off of the Caldon Canal. No. That is random, that. I've not seen it before. So you come in the boat, you jump off.
You jump off and you put it back.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess maybe they were just being run by single men then. Not as in men that aren't in relationships, but men just on their own basically running the barges up and down so they can jump off and open the lock by themselves. Look at that, mate, that's incredible. Now I'm totally thrown because that says Hazlehurst Aqueduct 1841. So I'm assuming then this isn't the original aqueduct then, because this arm, the Leek arm that we've walked along, that was opened in 1800. Mate, what an incredible structure though. Look at that. That's amazing. Can you explain this, guys? Because that Leek arm was opened in 1800 and that says 1841.
Well, maybe it went to Leek originally. And it was a dead-end canal into Leek, and then they cut this section through to Uttoxeter. But I thought this one was much older, Uttoxeter one, wasn't it?
No, this one came earlier. This was 1797. That one was 1800, and that says 1841. So that's got to be a second incarnation, then, isn't it?
It's been rebuilt then.
It's been rebuilt.
When was the top one put in?
1800.
Yeah, it's had a rebuild then.
Yeah, it must have been a rebuild then, because otherwise, unless they added it in.
That is incredible,
I've
though.
never seen engineering brick fade either like that. Wonder why.
No, it's true, yeah.
It was like that.
Amazing.
It's a rebuild.
Go on then, Andy. Tell me why it's a rebuild.
You can see, well, if you look at the original abutment, how it curves around, because the bricks have gave way there because it's been stitched in. So, you know, when they rebuild something, they'd cut the brick off neat and try and stitch it in, almost crocodile tie it in, and that over time has gave way, and that's why you've got that broken brickwork there. So it's a rebuild. See, this is why we bring an engineer with us on these walks, isn't it? So we're trekking back down the Caldon Canal. Now, just over there, in those trees,
that's the Leek arm, so that's what we've walked before. So we've kind of done a bit of a U-turn really. Now in between the two of us is the railway, and as you can see from the drone footage, you've got the two arms of the canal, you've got the railway and you've got the river all running alongside each other. It's really beautiful. Once they reopen that railway, it will be stunning visually to have a ride on that, I'm sure. Now, we should come up to a station shortly, Wall Grange Station. That was closed in 1954, but I think the station buildings are all still there. They're a private residence, so we'll have a little look at that without being too intrusive. And then beyond that, we'll get to Cheddleton, and that's where the Flint Mill is. Now, I was reading that the Flint Mill that's there now is all surviving. That was built in the late 1700s, but from what I could see, there's apparently some evidence of one that was there from a long time, maybe 200 years before that. So we'll have a search and see if we can work out which bit's which. Okay, so we've come off the canal for a second. We are going to get back on that canal, obviously, because we're heading down to the Flint Mill, but we can get on the track now. So they've put a new lid on that bridge by the look of that. Oh, mate. So here we go. So here's the track. So this is going to be reopened, hopefully, at some point. It really does, yeah. So Stoke is down in that direction, and then in this direction, we're heading up to Leek. Now look at this, there's the platform. So as I said, this station closed in the mid-50s, but fortunately the station house has survived as a private residence. Look at that, I'm not going to get too close obviously because it's a private residence, but incredible. Wow.
Probably double track, wasn't it? And
I was going to say, it must have been.
I'm pretty sure it was double track, mate, yeah.
Except, wait, so then, what, it was double and then curved?
No.
Nah,
So one that stopped at the station, the one that kept going through?
Maybe. But there you go, look at that. Oh yeah, what they've done is they've moved this line, haven't they?
Yeah.
Unless there's remains of the other line here next to the station, there might well be. Can't feel it underfoot, to be fair. But yeah, bang, bang. Okay, so we've walked up the canal now, and we are at the Cheddleton Flint Mill. We've got ducks, and we've got a crane in place as well. Now, as I understand it, one of these mills is a lot older than the other. So what are we betting?
Well, I don't know, but if you look at them two mill wheels, they look pretty much same date, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Now that one there, obviously that's going to be much later, I'm imagining, the massive one. So should we see if we can get down to those two? What are these about? I'm wondering then if they're pulling off of the barges, aren't they? And chucking them down these holes then.
So they're kilns, aren't they? But the buildings have all gone by the looks of it to heat up bricks, maybe?
Flint.
Sorry, yes, Flint.
Yeah. So off the boat, bang, into those, and then out and into the mill. That's in great nick, that is. Can't make out a year. But that's amazing. Look at that. So they've done quite a lot of preservation work here then, guys.
Yeah, they've even put a tramway in down there, look.
Have they?
Yeah.
God, I went high pitch then. Oh, mate, oh, there's the underneath then. So there's the kilns. So you chuck in the original products in the top, you're heating it up, you're bringing it out, sticking it on a wagon, sending it off into the mill. That's incredibly old, isn't it, that bit? I wonder if that's part of the original then. Yeah. And then the red brick stuff's come later, I reckon. Oh yeah, there you go, look at those kilns. Oh mate. Yeah, this is hella old, isn't it? That's amazing. Look at that.
I don't know if that's that or in there.
A jaw crusher, I reckon it's that bad boy then.
Hang on, it was named, yeah. Crushed the flint grinding. It was made in 1870 at least.
Mate, it's amazing. Right, result. There's a guy that works as part of this heritage group and he's let us in. That's amazing. Now he was saying that this river was diverted in 1252, so that's how old this mill is. There we go, we've got a much better view now thanks to this gentleman, he's let us in here. Amazing. Look at that. Wow. Oh mate.
And then it'd be crushed. It'd be burnt first in the kiln there.
Yeah.
And then when it was burnt, it would crush it then, you see. So once it was burnt, it was then transferred. There used to be a track across here.
Yeah.
So you should go through and into that green door there.
Wow. Oh, so the track came round here, out of those kilns.
And in fact, the piece of track that's over there, there's a piece of bent track used to fit literally here where this bend is.
Really? The Edwards Mill. Mate, this is awesome.
It's a bit of a mess because we're actually officially closed.
Mate, this is so kind of you, mate, to let us in. That's incredible. Wow. So how old is this mill now?
This is only about 1700. This.
Oh, so, only about 1700.
Yeah, but the others, dates from 1253. The other one does.
Wow.
We think it went back as far as 1100. But it was a coal mill then. It had two wheels, one running off this river, and one running off a river that used to come down the hill and used to feed the other side. But when they built the canal in 1777, cut that river off. So they buried that wheel and then built this. Originally it's a single story, which is why these walls have been added later. You can see they're not tied in.
No.
And then they extended up,
Amazing.
put these vaulted floors in and took it up. This, we think, is one of the original wooden wheels that came off the original building.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So they didn't waste anything. They used everything. You can see where the spokes used to go in.
Of course. Mate, this is incredible.
You can't see it from here, but there is another
Oh, there's the wheel.
holding the roof up over there. You can't quite see it here.
This is amazing, mate.
I'll start the wheel up, you can actually see it going.
What are you saying, Andy? Result.
Proper looked at it.
Result. Wow, there we go.
You can see it outside.
Yeah, let's have a look outside. Oh, mate, I can see water moving. Phil, there's water.
Look at that!
Oh, mate. It goes pretty quick, doesn't it?
Bloody hell.
Mate,
Speed on that.
is there a speed limit? So Peter, the absolute legend who started that for us, he says this one here is 1253. So the bottom of that is the original mill. So that's very, very old. I'm getting wet now. And this one came later. Now he's just explained to us that these bricks are smaller, and then they brought in a brick tax, so you had to pay a certain amount of tax per brick. So that's why when they built an extra story, they used bigger bricks, which makes a hell of a lot more sense. But then he's explained that the government changed the law, so if you used bigger bricks, you had to pay a higher rate of tax. Nothing changes, does it? Phil, what result?
Oh yeah, good timing, mate.
Mate, did you ask him?
I always knew it.
Did you ask him, or did you just open up?
No, he just came up.
Mate, what a hero.
Goodwill, you know.
Yeah, legend. Peter, thank you so much for this, mate. Oh, mate, there's more.
Show you.
It's like Christmas all over.
It really is.
This is what we're excavating. We didn't know this existed, you see. I was told the little red battered house around the corner there,
Right.
that's where the last miller's daughter used to live. Right, so she lived there. She was born in our little miller's cottage,
Right.
which we show her out. And then at 19 she got married and moved to that. She did. She literally just across the way.
Got you.
And then she lived there till she died about 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
101 she was.
Oh, wow.
So we got to know. She told me many years ago there's a well here, square well. She told me. So I thought with this sticking up this ground here,
Yeah.
but that must be the centre of the well, because if it's empty, you just chuck a load of stuff.
Yeah, of course, yeah, makes sense.
We've
Also, you.
excavated all around
Oh, yeah, so
here.
you dug that, right?
Not found the well, but we also found this instead, which is.
Right, so we've not found the well, but we found.
Just grab that pole.
Oh, nice one, Jake.
Pick it up.
Oh,
Whoa!
mate. So what would that be? Do you think?
Well, this is. We think this could be the well. It's either a well or what we call a settling ark. We've got a settling ark. The cellars in here is where all the slop is run. Once it's ground, it's run downstairs, left to settle. We think it could be a settling ark, and it could be a well. As of yet, we don't know. But we've noticed when we dug down in that hole there's a pipe coming through from the wall there, coming through, and it's coming across it and starting to bend. Now, we don't know if
Right.
it connects to this pipe that's coming through the wall here, or does it somehow attach in here.
That's amazing.
The weather's been holding us up, it has. So, but that goes right back to the wall. That does. There, it's got a vaulted ceiling. Goes right back to that wall, and then it stops. There's a brick wall there.
Got
So
you.
we
Have
get
you climbed down there then? Has anyone climbed down
Well,
there?
we're very careful about going down. We've had it out last year, 2 years ago, and we started again. When we put the rods in, from the top of the arch, it goes down about 8-9 foot. It does, 'cause
Really?
we've had a rod in, and then it hits the floor. So it's a fair old size, it is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, putting somebody down there, we're not too sure about. We're trying to think how we can get this out. We're thinking about, could we flood it with water, and then pump the slop out.
I'm not going down there, Gary.
I was going to say, Jake's your man for going down holes.
It's quite standard.
Got our very own
But
canary
the
in the
white, you
warfare.
see, that white you see there, that's the white slop. That's what they wanted. That's flint slop, that is. So once that's ground, when flint comes out,
Yeah.
it's burnt, ground, and that's the colour, and that's what it looks like, you see. So that then was then transferred down to the potteries, and that's where that's what they used in the clays to harden in the firing process.
Incredible. What a result. What an added bonus, guys. That was amazing. Perfect timing. We didn't plan that, by the way. He was just there and he let us in, which was amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, nice walk.
Amazing walk. Location was great, and that bonus at the end result